So the next inductee is Avery Brevett. I just learned this actually at the dinner table tonight, that Avery actually came to Seneca, went into Bonnie's office and say, I think I missed tryouts. And Bonnie said, no, your basketball tryouts aren't till next week. And she said, no, I want to try out for volleyball. Bonnie said, but you've played basketball all through high school. Yeah, I just want to try volleyball. So there you go, a walk-on. What a walk-on she was. Avery competed for Seneca during a record-setting run of 7 consecutive OCAA volleyball championships. Amongst these teams of many incredibly talented athletes, Avery stood out as exceptional. She was her own nuclear power plant, boundless raw energy, a killer force on the court, but with a smile that could light up the gym. Avery thrived under Frank and Rosica's leadership. She readily bought into the mental focusing and goal-setting techniques and was always the first on the team to use Frank's binders and set her goals. Getting to the nationals and winning the gold was in that binder every year. She described herself as obsessed with achieving that goal. She would make her dress for the CCAA banquet in September. So you could also say confidence was not in short supply. Initially, Frank and Rose had some work to do, rechanneling Avery's intensity and harnessing that energy. Avery responded in kind, resulting with an arsenal of even more powerful and more consistent tools for success at the Nationals. Frank and Rose recounted the following on coaching Avery. As well as being a key contributor to the team, Avery was an exceptionally skillful athlete whom we relied upon to take any position on the court where her skills were required, and she eagerly responded to whatever her team needed. She was the most committed and dedicated team player, always striving to grow, and as Frank always says, terrific and improving. Former athletic director Bonnie Backfar offered, Avery instilled confidence in her teammates. She was so gifted. She could jump higher than others, hit harder than others, and move faster than others. Her constant enthusiasm and sheer determination to attack the ball was remarkable. Avery's teammate Heather Harrison echoed Bonnie's comments and offered, Avery was our captain, but she was more than that. She was a positive leader on the court and apparently on the dance floor too. Her level of play pushed us all to be better, and her diplomacy, confidence, and drive pushed us all to be better people. After graduation, Avery continued to contribute to Seneca's success in the role of assistant coach. She eagerly shared her keen tactical experience and enveloped her players with her dynamic energy field. Seneca traveled to Truro that year. Judy, I think I was there, and that's probably the first time I met you. That year when they rose from the 7th seed to win their 3rd CCAA bronze medal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you 2-time All-Canadian, 2-time CCAA All-Star, and 3-time CCAA bronze medalist, CCAA Hall of Fame inductee, the one and only Avery Brevett.
Well now, I'm kind of amazing. Okay, well, first of all, I need to apologize to Frank because Hilton would not let me in here last night. I tried, I banged on the door, and we're very particular at Seneca. You're supposed to go into your venue, you're supposed to look at the floor, you're supposed to know the color of the lines, know the color of the bleachers, know the color of the stands, know where the lights are, and I didn't know anything. So prepare, I'm sorry about this. This might be a little bit, all over the place, but, I'm I'm winging it. So, good evening, fellow inductees and your families. Thank you very much to the CCAA for this amazing honor. I have no idea what I'm doing up here. But after that, Linda, thank you so much. So thank you, CCAA, for this honor. I am so very honored and extremely humbled to be inducted into my new family. This award has reminded me of families. So I'm going to start with my own, and I'm going to start with my brother, actually, Andrew White, who went to Sheridan, poor thing. And he worked with Fred, but my brother, he packed my bags for me and forced me to go to the Scarborough Solars tryout for volleyball. I didn't think I could make it. I'm like, what are you doing? He packed my bags, brought me on the bus, made me go. And I made the team, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. And then we did the same thing for the regional tryouts and the same thing for the provincial. I didn't learn. So walking into Bonnie's office to say I was there for volleyball was a huge step for me because I had never thought that I could make any of the teams. So I have to thank my brother first and foremost. Secondly, I need to thank my sister, Althea, who's here with me. She also went to Sheridan. I don't know what's wrong with her either. If anyone who knows Althea, she does not mince words. She tells you exactly what she's thinking. So she's my rock, though. She's the person who always is there to support you, to tell you exactly what's going on. If you're whining and complaining, she'll tell you to shut up and just get over it. And so she's the person who I've got to thank because she's just always been there for me. Actually, there's a substitute, so I'm going to ad-lib a little bit. My mother, unfortunately, couldn't be here this evening, and I'll go a little bit more about that. But my niece, Andrew's daughter, is here, and I'm so glad that she's here. She's an extension of our volleyball family, and I love her to death. And so, Jasmine, thank you very much for coming and spending the time with us tonight. She's my little rock. She's my little baby, but she's 6'2", went to Michigan State. She didn't go to Sheridan. And so we bleed green now and red, black, and white, Althea. That's how it is. And then finally to my mother, who has shown me on a daily basis how not to give up. Her leg was amputated 2.5 years ago, and just yesterday did she walk into our house for the first time ever with her prosthetic, and it was amazing. We videotaped it. She teaches me all the time, dedication, not to give up. If there's something that you want, you go get it. Don't complain and whine about it. She had 5 kids, and she didn't complain and whine about it. She raised us right. She raised us hard. If we came in from a tournament and said we lost, she'd be like, why? What'd you do? Did you not come prepared? I'm like, I have to deal with Frank. Now I have to deal with you? So, honestly, so I love that woman very much, and unfortunately she couldn't make it, but she's always with me. Next to my Seneca family, I have to thank Bonnie Backvar and Linda Stapleton. So they are always there. Their doors are always open, and Linda, you are so deserving of that award this year, I cannot say. You could walk in with any kind of complaint, problem. I have 4 siblings that are just like me. We need some space. So I would go into Bonnie and Linda's office, and they'd always be there to listen and to help. I also have to thank the physio staff. Marcy mentioned that as well, because Stephanie Moiser, Bill Froelich, Chris Kelly, they keep you together because we used to skip for an hour. Who skips for an hour before a volleyball game? We did. So I needed physio. I don't know about anybody else. So I have to thank them. Another person who's unfortunately also at Sheridan would be Wayne Fish, and I have to thank him because he used to feed me. I used to come from, I did both computer programming and accounting, and I would take both classes, I would run to the gym, and you had to be prepared for Frank's practices. You couldn't come in there with no mental focus. So he would be like, did you eat? I'm like, no. And he's like, here's food. I'm like, thank you. Because, you're writing in your binder because you want to make sure you're playing, so it was very important to get those things. So thank you very much, Wayne Fish. To my OCAA family, I have families all over because my brother was a turncoat and he was all over the place. So he played both at Sheridan, also at Seneca. My sister also played at Sheridan. And then he went to a national champion thing, US, with some Durham guys and some Humber guys, hence why I'm good friends with the Wilkins and some people at Humber and people at Durham. And I have friends in Cambrian and all over Ontario, so thank you very much for the OCAA. And finally, to the volleyball family. the Sulatiskis. I have 4 new siblings. I have Lisa and Tessa and Andrew and Catherine, who I love very much. And I have my 2 new parents, which are Frank and Rosica, who used to drive me home after every practice so I wouldn't walk across the field. They taught me life skills and as well as volleyball skills, and turned this ridiculously determined, I'm going to nationals every year, I don't care who's coming with me, person into a smart thinking volleyball player who would, use her mental skills that were taught to them. And I have no words, because I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you very much. And finally, I would like to say 2 things. One, to Rosica, I do not care what you say. A hit down the line, if it doesn't touch the line, is not a hit down the line. Just so you know. So it doesn't matter if my percentage is 50%. It looks spectacular because it hit just outside the line, and the linesman might not get it because he'd be like, oh, it's in. So that's fine for me. And so thank you the CCAA for this award, and I'd actually like to thank the CCAA and Sandra and Mary for everything that you guys have done, because not only did it allow me to speak to teammates I haven't spoken to in years, but just the stories that we were talking about, going to Thunder Bay and flying and what it's like there, and the trip to BC, and the fact that we got meal money who got extra $100 meal money just to go to nationals? What? Forget about food, you can buy alcohol. Hello. So I thank you, CCAA. But finally, I would like to put my glass to these amazing builders and coaches and fellow athletes. Cheers to all of you. And welcome to this new family of the CCAA Hall of Fame. Thank you.